recording. So hello everybody, I'm very pleased you're here. Today is a live Q&A about activating your business online, and I'm here to answer questions, to point you to ideas, to maybe have a little exchange about where you're at and what it is you need to basically move forward with your business, and step into the online space. So my name is Nora Zimmerman, and I am a soul brand and website designer. I've been doing this for quite a long time. I used to work in Procter and Gamble for about 15 years, and in the in-house studio. So I come from a very corporate marketing, oriented background, and in time I've become a little bit, I would say, more alternative and less corporate, so that I can help also business owners that I feel they want to do good in the world, really. So yeah. Oh, Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. I can see you're here.
Hi.
Hello. Just checking in with you. I'm recording. If this is okay with you, it's purely for sharing with other people that may want to benefit from hearing all these questions and the answers. Is this okay with you?
That's fine.
Perfect. Welcome, Charlotte.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to ask you to just say your name, what it is you do, and where you're based, so I get a little bit of a feel for, who is here and what you need. So just go ahead. I mean, I'm going to go around my screen. So the first person I can see is Joanne. Are you okay to start?
Yeah, that's fine. I just about finished my kinesiology. Just looking for case studies. I'm based in South London.
South London.
So
I'm just going to mute the others so we can perhaps hear you better. Yeah, go on.
we're Southeast London, so I'm sort of around Lewisham area. So I also do other therapies as well. So I have sort of done the business cards and that, but I haven't quite got to the email marketing and that next step forward. So, but I've also previously left the job, so I'm in that. I've got time now to sort of move forward. So yeah, that's where I'm at really at the moment. Business cards are done; they've been done for a while. It's just moving forward, and I think with the pandemic, we've sort of had a bit of a stop there. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. It's just finding out more about the marketing side, especially websites and what's required, and things like that.
Good, thank you. So basically, you're at a crossroads. You used to work in a job before, and now you are transitioning.
Yeah, I was working in education, and I still do a little bit of teaching.
The last what? Sorry, I can hear you a little bit muffled.
Sorry. I was working in education, and I was doing some sort of day-to-day teaching. However, I've sort of stopped that, so I could work more on business. So yeah, I am at that crossroads where I've got some things set in place, where I now need to move forward a bit more and getting clients and things. And I had done research in the area, done a bit of market research, looking at prices and offering in different areas where I am, different therapies. So I've done all that. It's just that moving that next step.
Yes. Okay, and I just pick a little bit of hesitation. Where to start, how to do it.
Yeah.
Like a not sure kind of energy.
Yeah, I'm sort of keen to get started, but then I sort of have that little step back. Well, like I've done that, but this bit's next. And I think now I've got time.
Yes.
More time on my hands. I've got no excuse. but yeah, there is that hesitation, but there's also that excitement. So
yes, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So a mix of excitement, trepidation, and wanting to really do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you. So, who would like to go next? I can see Polly trying to unmute.
Shall I go?
Yes, please.
Okay. So along with Nicola and Joe, we finished the course in March. So I came on one of these Q&As with you whenever it was you did it before, which was great. And but I was in a different place to where I am now, if you sort of mean. I was focusing on the course more, just starting it then. I mean, I did my Facebook page and stuff like that. Now, having completed it all, and so I hadn't been. When I last spoke to you, when we last started, I wasn't going to do a website, I think, on your suggestion, but it was all too much anyway.
Would you like to just say that you do kinesiology and also the other things that you do, so other people can get a little picture?
Oh yes, just I do. That's it. I mean, for me, it's a complete career change.
Yes.
Never been a therapist before. I have run my own business, but in food catering many years ago. So it's very different. And now I'm just sort of at the place, like, shall I do the website? What sort of branding shall I do? What should I, that's where I'm at, really.
So have you practiced as a kinesiologist so far?
Yes, but I need to get new clients. So the clients that I've been seeing are mostly family and friends. Yes. We did our exam in July, wasn't it? And then so really, so August, September, it's been some family and friends. So I'm keeping up the practice, but I need to get paying clients. So that's the thing. And I think I had always thought I wouldn't do leaflets or business cards because I don't like paper. If somebody tries to give me a business card or a leaflet, I always say no, thank you very much, without being rude. I would rather look it up on the website, purely for environmental, or mostly for environmental. However, now we're trying to promote my business. Several people in my local community have said, have you got some leaflets? We can put them up for you. Have you got business cards? We can hand them out. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe people are different from me and they like paper. So that's where I've got to go. So that's sort of, so when you put this out, I thought, right, yes, please, I'll jump on and be able to sort of ask my questions and see what everybody thinks and where to go. And then the whole website thing as well.
Very good, very good. Excellent. Okay, so I hear the how to attract clients twice now. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Polly. So where are you based?
Hampshire, Winchester, Alresford.
Okay, lovely. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Who would like to go next? Oh, Nicola, go. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm kind of where Joe and Polly are as well. Like you said, we've just finished our kinesiology trainings. We're practitioners now. I'm the opposite to Polly. I completely am a technophobe. I hate technology with a passion. I'm happy with leaflets and business cards and chatting, complete opposite. But I think it's become more apparent with being in lockdown that people are going to look things up and be on the computer more and want to know what they're doing before they sign up. They want to know a bit about you, where they're coming to, what they're sort of going to get from you. And as much as I completely kind of go against everything I believe in, I'm very much of, I kind of will be in the right place at the right time. If it's where I should be, I will get an appointment, blah, blah, blah. My husband's nagging me going, you really need a website. And I'm going, I so don't need to have a website because that's something else I've got to think about and maintain.
Yes.
And when I have 2 little children and
yes.
I've signed up for the diploma, so I start that in about 10 days time. I'm going study, kids, wife, house, website.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so it's kind of just another thing if I have a website that I've got to think about and look at and keep on top of. So I kind of thought, right, okay, I'm going to be brave. It's full moon, it's a new moon. I'm going to go and see what you've got to say.
Good. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
And I'm down on the south coast, so I'm near Eastbourne.
Got it. And did you do anything before? Did you do any jobs or work?
My original training, I was a hairdresser and beauty therapist, but years and
Got
years
it.
ago when I trained, the internet
Yes.
wasn't even about. It was just about coming with big keypads and big monitors. So
Yes.
yeah, so I've kind of not grown up in
Mm.
computers as such, like sort of the kids today. It's all the normal, isn't it? So I'm very much old school. Everything's still on bits of paper and
Got it.
books, and yeah, I'm still manuals.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Good. Thank you and welcome. Yeah, we're going to go to, you know, when is the right time to do a website, and, you know, is it worth having a website at this point in time? You know, that's always a good question. You know, sometimes it's not the right time, and sometimes you are ready. And even if it's, you know, even if you're not totally ready and you've got some hesitation and you've got some worries and fears, it is the right time for where you're at in your business. But sometimes it's not. Just the same as, you know, do I really need a logo or can I wait? You know, normally, you know, if you are a new business and you haven't been established for very long, you know, and people come and, you know, we do their website, I usually tell them not to do a logo, because there's always going to be an evolution. There's always going to be changes. And, you know, you're kind of, you know, testing the waters, you know, the first year or two, you know, with your business, you know, especially if it is a complete new business, you know, it is a transition from what you were doing before. So I tell people not to invest in a logo. You know, I don't even sell it to them. And I advise to wait generally. But some people have had a business before, they come with a clear plan, you know, and even if they have you know, no website, or they have a transition, you know, into a new career, but there's like a lot of clarity. They've got clients already. The business is already running. They just need a website, and very likely they need some branding as well. So it just depends. It's a one-to-one case. So we can talk about that a little bit more as well. Charlotte, hello. Could you unmute yourself, please?
Hi.
Hello, dearest. Long time no see. Charlotte is an old client, but we haven't been on screen for a long time, have we?
No, I've seen you swimming, your wild swimming sessions, though. So yeah, well, I'll start off there, shall I? So you did my website originally when I was a full-time artist and I was selling products, because I was selling my art and my prints. I think that was 5 years ago, but
yeah, and it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art.
Thank you. I don't know if you've seen my website recently, but I have been jigging it around quite a lot. So now
I keep an eye.
You've been spying. Going, what is she doing now? She shouldn't have done it like that.
I've got opinions, yeah.
Yeah. And like the lady who spoke before, I mean, come on, I was a technophobe as well, and I really have learned clunky month by clunky month, you know. So anyway, but you do get there, you know, when you've got a framework. So I have a framework to work from, because you did my website. So all I've done is gone and changed the titles of pages and changed my services. So now I'm a holistic well-being life coach, and I hold women's circles, of which now I'm holding 2 in real venues, and I want to do one online. I also want to set up more online things, because I've done, so I was an art psychotherapist, and I've done, during lockdown, I've done like some free kind of therapeutic art in the studio sessions, which I had 4 or 5 people come to. I did it for free. It was great. They really liked it. And I was like, oh, actually, there's something in this. You know, this could be like a group thing that I do once a week. So the reason why I hopped on today, I only saw your thing this morning, was because it's like how to funnel in my services to make things really simple so that people can click on that button for the online services and then book, or click on that button for the other services and then book. At the moment, what I've done is I've just plonked in a PayPal payment for the Women's Circle, for example. So I say it's £15, pop it into the PayPal thing. And so it's really rudimentary, but I did that because I was spending too much time setting up my calendar, creating a product, having a photo, describing the thing, then creating a checkout thing, and it was just sending me nuts. So I made it more simple for me to save time. And then there was one other thing, which now I think I have 3 different mail outs. And it's how to simplify my mail outs, and whether or not with MailChimp I need to just pay and have an extra, because I think once you've got more than 3 you have to pay.
You mean 3 lists?
Yes.
3 different lists. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Because, for example, I have a women's wellness list, and I have about 50 contacts on there. So twice a month I'll email the women's wellness list. But if I do an online version like you today, you have to send us all a Zoom.
Yes.
So I can't send the virtual Zoom link into the generic Women's Circle, because otherwise I'll get people who haven't paid. So it's starting to get, it's this systems thing that I'm not very good. In fact, I've got a headache today, probably because it whirs round and round in my head, and I don't know. It's like, stop the carousel. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So here I am again.
Wonderful. Welcome, Charlotte. So it sounds like there's a little bit of a rejigging on the website, and also there's a lack of systems behind the scenes to free up your time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Automated emails. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Hello, Karin. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Hi, Karin. Welcome.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about, who you are, what you do,
Yes.
where you're based.
Yeah, I'm Karin Lang. I'm German. I've been in England for 25 years. I live in Ely in Cambridgeshire. I'm a trained teacher in German and French. I work in a secondary school, reduced to 3 days now, which gives me a good balance in life. I've been trained with TASK and did my practitioner course, finished my exam last year. And this year I finished with all the anatomy stuff. So I'm kind of now in the transition of treating people more than before, like just friends and family. I've been trained up over lockdown in various aspects of our profession. And I'm now running Zoom meetings or Zoom sessions only because I don't have the super clean facilities at home we need at the moment. And I don't like to wear masks and visors, which I have to do in school, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of here to find out more about what I can do within a website, because my daughter's an artist, she's in Berlin, she's creating the website for me. What I'm especially interested in is that if there's a facility where we can translate the text and whatever we've got in there into German automatically, because she creates it in English for me. So that's my main thing, and it's just general interest, what people are up to and ideas. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. So what else do you do on Zoom?
Yeah, I treat people proxy. I do my own testing.
Oh, okay. So you do it online, you do the testing online?
I just do it online.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Lovely. Perfect. Thank you very much. And welcome, Debbie. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I didn't welcome you earlier.
I'm sorry, I was late.
That's okay. No problem. Just checking with you. I am recording.
Yeah.
And it'll probably go on YouTube. And it's purely for people to, listen in and benefit from the questions and the answers. Is that okay with you? Lovely. Thank you. So tell us, where you're based, what you do, and what brings you here.
Okay, I live in Leamington Spa.
Nice.
So I started training, so that's West Midlands. So I started training 7 years ago under Upledger as a craniosacral therapist. around my children. I've really taken my time to do it, was to get the experience and get through all of the coursework and everything. I was just treating friends for free and family. I'm still waiting on sitting my exam because it was just the practical exam, just because it was just before lockdown, and with not being able to do mouth work and anything internal in the mouth, that's all kind of been stopped. So I'm kind of waiting for that. Started foundation with Karen, the kinesiology course foundation. I've just finished that and submitted my case studies, and now I'm on practitioner down in London. Well, the TACT week starts in a couple of weeks' time. And I guess I'm at the point really with my business now where I've been really lucky. It's all word of mouth. I see, you know, I only work 3 days a week, but I am rammed those 3 days a week if I'm not careful with my diary. So I am really lucky. You know, I've got a little thriving business going. I'm working 3 days a week, being able to do the kinesiology as well as the craniosacral therapy. My dilemma is, at what point do I start talking about what I'm doing on Facebook, and am I confident in doing that? With the social media side of it, really, should I have a website? So that, because everybody, new clients say to me, you know, have you got a website you can have a look at? No, I don't. So I'm very much relying on that. And I don't do anything over Zoom. I'll have a phone call. I'll do all my consultations over the phone where people can ask, but again, I don't charge for that. And it's about being a little bit more, I don't want to say business savvy, it sounds, as a practitioner, it sounds unkind, but at what point do I take the business into a more of a business frame, rather than just relying on what I'm doing at the moment, which is, again, very intensive, very time consuming. You know, I could have probably seen another client in that time of the half an hour I was talking to somebody over the phone. And I guess that's where
you see them in person as well, yeah?
Sorry?
You see them in person as well?
I always have to see them in person, yeah.
Okay, very good. Yes. So it sounds like you've been running a business for a while, and now, you know, it's a matter of you are being almost called to step up.
Yeah.
And it's that transition. Okay, I'm stepping up, right? There's a formality about stepping up.
Yeah.
But also there's a there's like an internal, you know, conundrum usually.
Yeah.
About, okay, what I offer is of value.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be doing anything for free anymore.
Yeah.
You know, how can I, you know, have a system that deals with that?
Yes.
Free time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Because otherwise I'm going to have, with the rate I'm going to have to work 5 days a week for the 3 days a week money. And it's like, you know, 2 kids, all the rest of it. It's like, you've got to start being a bit more business savvy now.
Yes. Very good. Yes. Okay. Excellent. So actually, I'm just going to reply to that question now, since we're there. And then I'll circle back. So it happens to a lot of people, you know, it happened to me as well, that, you know, you have a business that is running, and, you know, whilst my children were young, you know, it was all word of mouth, and it was all, you know, happening okay. I was very resentful about having my own website. You know, I used to do more graphic and, you know, kind of, you know, print work at the time. I didn't enjoy having my website. You know, it was just like, oh, do I have to have it? You know, la, 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 all of those questions that everybody has at some point. But there was a point, you know, where I was exactly at that stage. You know, it's like, I just want to systemize this. You know, I don't want to be talking to people so much. I don't want to be interviewed on the telephone by people. I know that what I offer is of value. I'm confident. And so I realized that my website could do a lot of that for myself. And so also what happened is I began to want to change the people I was working for. So the recommendations were not suiting myself anymore. They were good clients, but I just wasn't resonating anymore. So I needed to do something to, you know, step up. And also I needed to attract the right clients. So that's what a website does. You know, it's like the website is your window, you know, the shop window to the world. So when people are walking traditionally on a high street, you will be either attracted or repelled by a shop window naturally. Oh, that's not the style of clothes for me, or I love those clothes. Or you might just see one item that you think, oh, there's something in there, I'll go in. So a website is pretty much the same. It's especially the homepage is designed to attract or repel the right people and the wrong people, which is exactly what you want. You don't want the wrong people coming to meet you because someone else is going to serve them better. And you don't want the right people to go and work with someone else because you want to work with them. You've got a resonance with those people. So every website needs to communicate clearly exactly what you do and exactly what you don't do. And a website is a very intuitive thing. People these days, they just jump on a website very quickly. They have no time and they want a lot of immediacy. They expect immediacy. So for a website to work well, it has to do a lot of work, in front, on the front for the client, and behind the scenes for you, the business owner, because as a business owner, you don't want to be, changing the nappies of these websites constantly, right? You just want the website to do the work for you. And that kind of touches a little bit on what Charlotte was asking about systems. So when you are, and actually we were discussing this topic about cutting out the initial conversation with clients with one of my students at your website school. That initial conversation, where you kind of almost pitch the sale, but also you are explaining how you work and you are talking to people and you're also looking to see if you can help them, because it's both ways. It's not just one way. And this is something you beginners like Joe and Nicola especially, that you haven't run the business before, you need to also see if you can help them. It's not just one way. That of course you want to get as many clients as you can, but also there has to be a responsibility from your side to commit, to this process. Okay, I can help this client or not, because when you say no, the right client will come through afterwards. And that's something very important to bear in mind. So what we do on your website, especially on the contact page, for the kind of work that you do, I would have a section that is called how it works, how the sessions work. So you explain there, what to expect. So you cover all the expectations and you almost replicate that initial conversation on the website. So for example, it will say things in the lines of, the first session, I'll ask you to, fill in a form previous to the session, or when we are together, you will answer some questions, a case history. Then, the session is fully clothed. It lasts an hour and a half. It's like a bit practical, but also you tell them you will benefit, you will feel the benefits after 2 sessions or on the first session if, the symptoms are light. You almost clear and clarify all the expectations that clients might have, because those are the questions that they come up to you with. It's like you come up to me and you say, is my website going to get me more clients? So I have to cover those expectations on my own website when you are there. So when you come to talk to me and I offer you a clarity call, there's a synchronicity already. You are kind of warmed up to me. If someone wants to book your sessions on your website directly, they can, because everything is covered on the website. So the website is actually worth, the investment, because it's working for you. It's like an assistant. And that really is the job of a website. The website needs to support you. Does that answer the question?
I guess my worry, in a way as well, is that I'm just about at capacity now. I don't think I can take on any more clients, and new ones are dribbling through. And obviously, especially on the cranial side with babies and stuff, you can't wait 3 weeks, and I do try and leave emergency appointments in my diary. Yeah. And I guess my worry for me, is having a website. Am I going to be able to cope with the demand?
Right.
But then I guess that's down for me again to do some work on myself with that, to just be a bit like, well, then you have to manage your diary better.
Well, I'm going to ask you another question. Have you thought of having someone, you know, in your team?
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Again, all these things to look at, and am I ready, and or do I just potter on? But even as I'm pottering on, you know, I'm getting busier and busier, and that's without a website, and that's just word of mouth. And yeah, it's just a bit like, you know, is a website going to make my life more crazy, or is it actually going to help? And I guess that's
the website will help you with cutting down the time of all those initial phone calls. It will help you with payment, because you can ask people to make payment in advance before coming to the session. And you can also have a calendar on the website where people book the sessions.
Okay.
So you just, you know, automize there, you know, all the slots that you have available. And so, you know, your admin is going to go down by probably at least 3 or 4 hours a week, I would say, if not more. But a bigger question would be that, you know, you don't need to answer today, is can I, you know, can I have a self-employed member in my team, someone that I trust, you know, and someone that I can pass on work, can work in my own clinic, or someone that I get a referral fee by passing on work. You know, there's different models for, you know, working with people.
Yeah.
You know, I've explored all of them. So, you know, you can ask me more questions about that at another point if you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, go on, Polly. You need to unmute yourself.
Well, I just wanted to ask Debbie, how has she managed to get all these clients so busy? Is it all word of mouth?
Yeah, it has so far been word of mouth. But remember, I've been doing this for 7 years. Okay. And all I did at the school gate was give out some cards and say, I need to pass my craniosacral exams. I need some clients. I'm happy to do all the work for free. And that's how I started. Some people came back, some people didn't. Some people have been long-term clients and then started paying. I guess I was lucky when I started. I'm a nurse by trade. And so the chiropractors in the area were also, okay, I'm interested. They would come for a treatment and then they'd send their kids. And then that's how I'm getting all my referrals, are basically from the chiropractors in the area who treat patients.
Right. Yeah.
Who are looking more at the craniosacral side. And obviously, since I've done the kinesiology side, because I have a client base, I've been able to say to my clients, hang on, I want to do a kinesiology treatment on you this time. So that's kind of how it's gone. But I have been at this while my children were babies, just working a Saturday. Is how I did it. I would, you know, I'd work a whole day on Saturday when my husband was around, basically practicing all the cranio and writing it up and everything. So, you know, if I'd have had a website from the beginning, maybe I would have been busier. But for me, I had to go steady because of my children and my husband runs his own business, so he's away all the time. So for 7 years, it's still taken like the word of mouth.
Yeah, it's a matter of deciding whether you want the business to stay this size and feel this kind of compression permanently, or whether you want to have a little bit of ease and expand a little bit.
Yeah.
So that is the transition, you know, it's like this compression, you know, I'm feeling full to the brim, or can I expand a little bit and still, you know, and there's also sometimes, for me, I'm not saying for you, but for me at the time was like, oh my gosh, you know, I won't be able to control everything, you know. My standard is super high and I look into every detail. So if I send people to this other person, or if I get a collaborator to do this for me, oh my gosh, are they going to be as good as me? So there were all those questions for me, right? But that is more the business side, you know what I mean? I mean, I've got my own experience and I have been coached and mentored on that myself. And now, you know, I've got 1 million collaborators and it's so relaxing. So, you know, all of what Charlotte was asking, you know, for MailChimp and all of my automations, you know, for MailChimp for today, actually, I didn't do it. My assistant did it. She's wonderful. She knows MailChimp better than me now. And I'm very pleased because, gosh, I couldn't do it, you know. It's worth the investment as well to have someone support you because it relaxes you. And what happens is there's always a zone of genius that you do best. Your zone of genius is probably with the clients.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay in your zone of genius, then I recommend a little expansion.
Okay.
Yeah. It can be done, you know, by enrolling someone, and then in 6 months' time you have a website. You know, you can just plot the steps in your head,
Okay.
or plot the steps in writing, or you can exchange, you know, with me about that. I'd say we don't probably need to go on Facebook right now. It's just going to be like a lot of noise for nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would focus on, can I have someone support me?
On the business side, like as in website design and where I go, like all of
Yeah,
that.
and can I have another practitioner, you know, take some clients?
But I already have somebody, that's the thing, who I work with, who I refer a lot to, because as much as I love working with trauma patients, it's not really my expertise.
No, but I'm talking about your own zone of genius. So for me, I have a designer that's exactly what I do in my team. So she replicates what I want to be doing myself.
Right.
But what happens is it creates space
Yeah.
for me to be talking to clients more.
Right. Okay. I see.
All
what you're
right.
saying. Yeah. Okay.
So what you want is someone that can replicate what you do, you know, well, you know, with your guidance. And in the beginning, there's a little bit of management that needs to happen, and there's a little bit of, you know, gelling with this person sometimes. Sometimes it's the wrong person, you know. It's just an invitation to think about this. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's go to the next question. Well, let's go to Charlotte. You're next on my on my screen. So I think for you, you know, we don't have an awful lot of time to do a website review here, you know, to look at the website and say, okay, this is possible here, or this needs to be moved here. But in a way, I mean, I get a sense from what I've seen, you know, only a few days ago, just because I was trying to, I can't remember, I think I was showing a website to someone for the women's circle. Yeah, I was recommending someone to the women's circles. It feels like your clientele could weave easily between them. I wouldn't split them so much and think, you know, someone that does, you know, when women's circle may not come for coaching, and someone that comes for coaching may not come for buying my art, because in essence, what people are buying is the energy of you, right? So there's millions of website designers, but what they're buying when they work with me is me. They're buying me, and they're buying my way of working. They're buying my energy, my vibration. They feel something. Yeah. When we're here on the screen, there's something happening, right? You know, Karin works and tests people online. She can, you know, she can do the testing online. So it's totally possible, you know, to create a synergy, you know, with these people online. And this is important for all of you that are kind of, you know, in-person based practitioners, basically. But for you, Charlotte, I think what I would do if I was you, I would map on paper each of your services, and then I would map the customer journey. Okay. So the first service is called Lovely. Excellent. So the first service would be, for example, online temples. I would collapse and sandwich online and in-person women's temple. They are one and the same people. So I would just have one page, you know, dedicated to, you know, the temples, one page dedicated to the coaching. And then what I would do is I would map what people can do in each case. So in the case of the temple, they can either join your mailing list or they can come to a temple. In the case, so the website becomes a little bit, so you map the steps, so you remove all the redundant stuff that you have on your website. What I've also seen is that it's a little bit text heavy, you know, and you've got a great ability to hold space for people. So I would cut down on justifying yourself. I would cut down on the experience, the no experience, and I would just lead with beautiful images which you have already and invite. You know, your work is more of an invitation rather than an explanation. So I would look at cutting down 50% of the copy that you have on the website right now. And use the extra words on your newsletters or on your blog posts instead. Okay, because you've got a lot to say as well, and you're very experiential, but all that information is not leading people through the website. And so I wouldn't ditch the words. Some of them are beautiful, but I would move them to blog posts or to newsletters or both. The same thing you post on a blog post, you can post on a newsletter. And I would lead with images because you're very good with images. You know, that is your strength. Does that help so far? That is for the website. For MailChimp, a very simple way to separate people that are on the list that say, for example, today, so that you could receive the reminders for Zoom. What happens is when you sign up to join the Q&A, you get tagged October 2020 Q&A. So then all the next emails are already set up to send only to the people that have that tag that says October 2020. But frankly, I haven't done it. My Emma has done that. And she's a genius. She just picks on all the details that I don't even remember anymore. And it's important to have a system behind the scenes, because what happened is I just said, I'm doing this Q&A. I created the page on the website. I've asked her to help me. It's not, outrageously expensive. Of course, I'm doing this for free. So it's not as if I'm earning any money, but there's a transition period as well in which, you think, oh, can I afford someone to help me? And in that transition, maybe 3 months, 6 months, sometimes a year, it is a little bit of a stretch. But as you grow into being supported, as you grow into asking for help from someone that knows a lot better what they're doing than you begin to have more space to stay in that zone of genius and looking for clients, actually. So that goes for both Charlotte and Debbie. You are at that stage, it's also, a good point, can I have someone, help me a little bit with the admin or with MailChimp or, with whatever is needed.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that recently, to set up an automated email from this free online course that I created, which was kind of a test run, really. I was offering it free for me as much as anybody else as well, to see how it went. And I just paid someone £60 an hour. We did a Zoom, she recorded it, she showed me how to do it on the recording, and then we got it done. Plus I was able to go back to the Zoom and learn. And
yes.
Somebody said to me, oh, just spend the day looking at MailChimp YouTube videos, you'll learn how to do it. And it was like, no, I'm so, like, that 60 quid was worth every single penny for me not to have to sit there all day scratching my head and just getting a headache about it all. And I think when you're not techie savvy, you're right, there are times when it can be a real stretch when you're investing in the website and you're investing in the systems. But it's kind of like it gives you 2 oars to your boat to keep going down the river, whereas if you're trying to do it yourself, it's like you're in the boat with no oars and you keep pumping to the sides of the river. So just that from experience.
Yes, very good, yes. And it's worth having someone that is probably a little bit more affordable than £60 an hour, that you can go back to, every time you need to do an automation, every time you need to send emails to your list, it's worth considering as well. So again, you can stay on the ground, Charlotte, with the women. It's mostly women that you help, I know. So, you can stay on the ground painting, you can stay on the ground selling, you can be on the ground in person, that is your strength, really. But also it's very good to be able to control your website, which is what you do. You've got full access to the website, and throughout all these, 5 years since we've done it, you've been able to, change, update, reframe the business, and still the same website. So, that initial investment has gone a mile, a million miles forward, because you're still keeping the same website. So is that answering your question so far? Very good. Okay. So Polly, I'm going in reverse order. Karin, I won't forget you. Can people stay a little bit longer? I can feel that we're going to run until about 1:30. Is that okay for everybody? Yeah. I can't hear you, Debbie. I need to unmute you.
Sorry, I've got to go because I've got a client at 1.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
But I'll watch this recording back.
No problem.
And I have your contact details, don't I? So
no problem. Yeah, very good. Thank you for being here. Just stay up until you need to go and then just leave. So Polly, you were asking whether you need a website, whether it's the right time to do a website, and you are also asking, how to get clients.
Yeah, and cards.
And cards, so, yeah, all the printed stuff. Okay.
Leaflets. I know my husband had said, no, you don't need a website in this day and age. Facebook, Instagram, this, that, the other. But lots of people are saying the opposite. And so, yeah.
Well, it just depends, if it just depends whether you have the money to invest in a website, whether you feel that this is a serious commitment and you're going to continue doing these, for the next, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because doing a website is also a commitment. You're saying, hey, here I am. I'm planting myself here. I'm going to be running this business for a long time. So when you do a website, it's a way of committing to yourself, to your family, to, your clients. It's a little bit of like planting a stake. It's a bit invisible, that stage, but it's still internally, it's like, here I am. I'm not doing
I want to do that. I need that. It's like,
it's an energy in you that goes like, I'm here. Yes. And that is what you need to, that's going to help you decide, and it's almost like that energy carries you forward as well. It doesn't kind of let you go of it. It's like there's a bit of a momentum internally, and you just go, I got to do this. Do this, this is what I want to do, there's like this conversation going on internally. So if that is where you're at, you've got the answer already yourself.
Yes.
Number 2, yes, you can use Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, if you like, as your website, pretending that is your website, and you can run, all sorts of stuff there, no problem. But it's not super professional at the end of the day. That's kind of my view, especially because what you do is you treat people, and it's a delicate thing, treating people that are in pain, that are not in a good place, that've got issues, it goes for you, Charlotte, as well, welcoming people in fragile states. It needs a lot of holding, and the website is a holding already. The website is where they land and they feel, oh gosh, yeah, here's some answers. There's some answers here already. So it's important, for the kind of profession that you do, to have something that adds formality. Also because kinesiology is not super well known, and to some people it might feel a bit weird. So I feel that for kinesiology, I'll be almost inclined to say, yes, if I'm coming to you, I'd like to see a website type thing, it's like, feels a bit weird. If I remember where I was myself the first time about kinesiology, I was desperate. I had a kid that had lots of issues, websites weren't around at the time, but I went by recommendation, right? I didn't go blindly, finding this person off a leaflet or off a business card, There had to be something that showed me that was okay.
Yeah.
So it's totally up to you, it is possible to promote yourself and to sell, and there's all sorts of different methods using Messenger, you know, on Facebook and on Instagram to promote and sell. I'm not the, you know, is those platforms, you know, there's like a bit of a love-hate relationship for me. So I go on them, but I don't spend hours and hours and hours and hours. You know, I'm not an advocate, but they're excellent. For me, I feel that excellent for networking and for meeting people, making connections. That's really, really important for everybody. Especially Facebook, I think, and especially because all of you, you know, you can almost fall on the back of the task page, which is a very solid page, which is a very, you know, well trafficked page. So you can connect yourself and be kind of backed up by that page and share things from that page yourselves if you were to go on Facebook, you know, but it has to be very intentional. It has to be very consistent, you know. Going on social media, it can't just be done, you know, nilly-willy. It needs consistency. You know, it's a bit of a like building a habit. Does that help?
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. I mean, I don't have a budget for it right now, as no income, and my husband's been out of work for a while as well with everything happening. So I was looking at using Wix or Squarespace or something like that to try and do it myself. Right. Or is that not a good idea?
Well, I mean, it's totally up to you. Wix has a reputation for not being super professional. Right. I stay away from Wix myself. I put my students from my program, which is Your Website School, I put them on Squarespace because they've got amazing support. Okay. The tutorials are very, very good, and because it's very easy to use behind the scenes. You know, it's super intuitive. However, there's still a learning curve, quite a steep learning curve, you know, and also it needs to kind of be designed, in my view, personally. But what I would do if I was you, you know, I would probably have either a landing page from Squarespace, so a one-page website, or I would have a landing page from MailChimp, and then begin to put money aside every month, you know, for building a real website at some point. It can take you a year, it can take you 2 years. But if you do, you know, there's like a commitment there. So temporarily you have a landing page, which you can get for free, I believe, on MailChimp. I think they're still available. I don't know. MailChimp has changed in the last few months and I haven't really followed up. So you can have this free one-page websites, you know, that it would be like you see them as your leaflet or your business card. Okay. Yeah. So you can explore that option if you like. Thank you. And printing, I would print very low quantities, you know, of one thing. I think a leaflet would be better for what you do. So you can add a little bit of an explanation, you know, what, you know, what it is, what are the benefits, and how to find you and book an appointment. Really simple, and a nice photo of you, you know, in your uniform if you can, so it looks super professional. Okay, and when you say one thing, you mean either a leaflet or a business card? Well, business cards are quite small, so I would go for an A5 leaflet, not cram it, just keep it really, you know, clean and spacious. Again, you know, people that come to your treatments, they just need, it's like they're full, right? There's like a tension, when they walk in. So you need to kind of offer the space, right? So you need to lean back a bit. And so leaning back means spacious visuals. Yeah? See you, Debbie. Thanks for being here. You're very welcome. Bye-bye. Does that help, Polly? Ooh. Yes, it does. Yes, it moved on my screen. Yes, it does. No, I mean, I think you've confirmed what I felt was that a website was more professional than Facebook. Facebook's been fine, just get me going and started, and good for things like, I remember from the last time we spoke, you said about getting onto local Facebook pages and local, actually our local parish magazine, which goes out to 1,000 households, has just said they'll do something on me for next month. Yay!
Yes, I'm very excited about that. And local, like our local Facebook page in Winchester said yesterday, it's Business Day, promote your business. So I'm on it now. My head's in the right place doing all
Very
of that.
good. Very good.
So I hear what you're saying about the website, just taking
Yeah.
it to another level, a bit more professional.
Yes, yes. And there's the right time and right circumstances.
Yes, yes.
So,
Thank you.
you know, just give yourself space to continue the consistent posting on Facebook, you know, keep consistent, keep professional, you know, and just begin to also look at other websites that you feel, oh, this is very clear, this is very easy. So you're almost preparing for your own website.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Karin, let's have a look at where you're at. Can we see you and hear you? Hello.
Yeah, hello, I'm back. I've been here all the time, but as
I
you said,
know.
some work
Thank you very
next to
much.
it.
Yes. So
That's
you were
nothing
saying
concrete.
that you are hoping to have a website done by your daughter and then translated into German as well. So a bilingual website that would be.
Yeah.
And
Where
do you
people
know
can
what
just
do you know what platform she's using?
no.
Okay.
No.
So I only know about bilingual websites on Squarespace, and yes, it's very possible.
Okay.
I can't go into the technicalities.
No.
There's a couple of ways to do it on Squarespace.
Mhm.
Again, that's something I don't do. One of my designers does it simply because it's literally almost duplicating the website. So once I've designed the website, she goes ahead and does all the duplication, you know, for a very small fee. You know, it's quite affordable, but it's like you're having two websites in a way.
Yes. I just wonder because I just imagine there might be a possibility that it turns up English, German, people can just click on it. Like you said, I thought it might just be the duplicated thing, but within one website.
It is, and it's good to have it all in one place, so people can immediately, you know, feel comfortable in whatever language they need to speak.
Yeah. Otherwise, I also kind of use this website eventually in about a month or two, and an advert I create at the moment to advertise in a local magazine. And and there I just put my website. I'm not going on social media because it's not my thing, and it's too much work for me to keep it up. Like you said before, it needs to be kept up properly. So I'm just going with the flow.
Very good, and lucky you that you've got your daughter doing it, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
She once created a wonderful flower. Well, I find it wonderful, and she thought of me by doing it, so it works out perfectly well now. It comes in handy.
Excellent. Okay. Any more questions about your business?
No, I'm happily listening to you. Okay. I might have to leave at 1ish because I also have other things to do.
Fine.
But thank you for setting this up.
You're very welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Joanne, patiently waiting. You were the first to arrive. You need to unmute yourself, darling.
Has answered some of my questions already. Just
I thought so. Yes.
Going around everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been making lots of notes. So it was helpful to find out more about the website, because I think that's where I need to go next. I'm not too keen on Facebook and social media, only because there's lots of problems of people hacking in and duplicating, and also you want bad reviews. You want to be able to put reviews on from clients as well, so you can put more on your website. I'm more looking at going that way more than social media. That's what so it was really helpful to sit and listen.
Yes.
And it sounds like there's a few people ahead, but also it's good to find out there are some people who are already at that stage of clients. And that my next step is to get clients in. I did a little bit of local websites like Nextdoor, and we've got a SE Life
Oh yes, yes,
website, which
yes.
is great because well, I do reflexology, so originally I put that on there.
Okay, all right, okay.
So I did get some people from that, and that's good because it was local. And then also I had a little card to give them when they came, so they lived.
Very good.
So yeah, I always have them out just in case. So that's how the local websites have helped a bit. But that was before we had lockdown.
Yes.
But that was really helpful, the local websites. And we also have a little, like Polly was saying, local newspapers and things would be helpful as well. I need to look at.
I think, I mean, for you, it sounds like, you know, there's you're gonna need a little courage here. And you're gonna need maybe a little bit of support, you know. I think I suggested this before, you know, that you get together, you know, with other practitioners and you all support each other, you know, in just encouragement, you know, it's a little bit of courage, encouragement, you know. Oh, you know, have you posted anything this week? Or, you know, have you done this? Have you done that? And in a way, you almost need to scrap, you know, this kind of imaginary, you know, illusion of competition. Because what you do, even though you use the same techniques, the way you work is very different. Right? It's the same as I was saying about websites. You know, there's loads of people that do websites, and that's, you know, I can build a website, yes. But the way I work is very different to everybody else. It's completely unique. And so by centering yourselves in that, you'll be able to support yourselves, you know, especially you three that are at a similar stage, you know, to go on social media and to do a little networking and to cheer each other on a little bit, it feels. So this is something you can set up, you know, especially if you have time. I think a way of networking, you can be on Facebook, you know, with a profile that you don't publish very much, but having a profile on Facebook will give you access to all the local Facebook groups, will give you access to, you know, meeting people. I mean, I got a lot of work out of Facebook, you know, not intentionally, but just by stumbling into different groups. I think, Charlotte, we met through Facebook, haven't we? Yeah, it was just by chance. And people kind of check you out without you knowing. So it's like a little bit of like an invisible thing that happens behind the scenes without you putting an awful lot of effort, you know. So, you know, obviously for you, it's probably better to have a website because that will give you that extra layer of confidence that is kind of there, you know, going backwards and forwards, you know. So usually when people have a website, they finally feel, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, you know, and I can send people to it. You know, when you send people to your website, when you send people and tell them this is what I do, there's, like we were saying before, there's a bit of a statement, but also you feel relaxed that what's being said on that website is absolutely what you want to do, who you are, and how you can help people. Does that help?
It does, yeah. That's just that I've got a friend who can help me do the website and has offered. And I'm at that stage where I'm just trying to work out what I want to put on.
Yes.
Because I don't want to have too many words, but also just stating things that I can provide or do and how it works. So yeah, I'm lucky that I do have a friend who can help me. They literally said, look at some designs and let me know what you want on it and I'll do it.
Very good.
I haven't got to that. I'm still looking. I have been looking at some websites to see how they're all set up and what I like and what I don't like.
Okay.
But yeah,
it's important to go in and analyze other websites.
Yeah.
You know, when you begin to analyze other websites, and this is something that happens to all my students when they are in your website school, there's a point where we begin to go to other websites of any industry and, oh, I like this, I don't like this works, you know, la la la. So it's like a bit of like a digging, detective work and inspiration. And usually most of them, they come back and say, oh my gosh, there's so many websites that I have no idea what they do. So unclear. I don't know how to find a button to even buy from them sometimes,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, it needs to be easy, it needs to be simple, and it needs to say what it is and what it is not. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, imagine you go to a supermarket and you've got a shelf full of, you know, tins, and you are looking for one thing. So it needs to be clear what you're looking for. Yeah. So it needs to say exactly, this is a tin of baked beans.
So it might be best to start off on a one-page one, like you said before, with
Maybe, yes. Maybe,
and
yes.
then build it up. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I think for you is slowly and gentle. I pick
Yeah.
up that kind of energy. But
Mm.
because, please correct me if it's not, but because you're a little bit shy,
Mm.
I feel, I might have packages. So you already book people in for 3 treatments rather than 1. So you don't have to do this sale thing, this kind
Yeah.
of encouraging them to come back, but rather you already set it up. You can buy 1 treatment or 3 treatments.
Right. Okay.
And so you lean back and then let people choose, you know, and you will be surprised. Some people will choose 3 treatments.
Yeah.
Or after the first treatment, they might choose the 3 treatments if they're saving a bit of money.
Yeah.
And same for your coaching, Charlotte. You know, you can have a one-off session and then you can have a package of 5 sessions. You know, that saves them a bit of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in marketing terms, it will be like an entry point service and then, you know, a kind of next level up type of service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. You're very welcome. Nicola, let's unmute yourself, please.
Okay, obviously I've been listening lots. I'm probably where Joe is. I quite like the idea of a one-page thing so they can see what I do. But I'm sort of probably at that stage I prefer to sell myself and talk to them because of how I work. I work a lot on energy and stuff. So I think if they've got the basic, like you said, a lot of people don't even know what kinesiology is.
Yeah.
So if you've got that page, my husband has his own business, so he regularly sort of says he tries to explain to his clients what I do, because he works with a lot of people with health problems. But he hasn't got anything that he can refer them to. Whereas if you've got a website, I can say, look, have a look, this is what she does, and then they get like a consultation with me.
Yes.
And I'd rather talk to them and sound out who I've got coming to me rather than just randoms that I have no idea who they are.
Do you work from home?
I do work from home, but yeah, being trained beauty therapist and masseur years and years ago, I worked abroad for quite a while, and even though we were in a big team, there were incidents where
Yes, of course,
yeah. So I don't ever want to put myself in them situations.
No, of course. It's a very intimate relationship, you know, when you're one-to-one with a client.
Yeah, and I quite like the fact that all my clients are word of mouth and I know where they've come from. Yes. So that's what's always put me off a website, because I don't want random people I don't know. So, or people I know don't know.
You can still filter people, you know.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like to talk to them and sound them out and get a gut feeling, rather than if I had like a package and they were booking in for 3 or something and I don't really know who's coming. I would rather go, well, look, this is what I do and I can offer this, blah, blah, blah. So I'd rather...
I mean, the website can also filter people and can explain the way you work. And you can also, you know, after all of that is done, you can also say, you know, you need to call me to book an appointment. So you can sound them out in that conversation. But the conversation, instead of being, you know, 25 minutes, 35 minutes, the conversation would be very short, because you are kind of doing the practicals, but sounding them out at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's important, you know, that you do that. You know, I'm not saying don't do that, the filtering part of it, but also a website is going to save you a lot of time. you know, with the referral system, even if you're getting referrals, because it's just going to explain, like we were saying earlier, you know, it's going to explain all of the things, you know, about what you do, how you work. And also because kinesiology, like we said before, is just something that is not super well known. Cranial osteopathy is more like people have an expectation of what it looks like, what they get done, even if they've never had it done, they've probably seen photos. You know, yoga is like, although there's different form of yogas, it's super well known and it's kind of a common, you know, language now, not like 25 years ago. So these things, they take a time, you know, to become common and accepted. So the website can do all that explanation for you. Yeah. So if you are also, you know, quite busy, like you said, you know, you're studying, you've got the kids, you know, and you only want to have referrals for now, probably a landing page or a one page is, you know, a good solution, you know, temporarily until you feel like you want to step to the next level.
Yeah. But again, I've used sort of leaflets with my business card on. I, in the circles that I mix, I do yoga. I kind of do some other circles and stuff that I belong to. So it's kind of like-minded people that I mix with. And so when we're at events, my little leaflets or business cards are on the side with promotions.
Very good.
Which people will pick up.
Okay,
So
excellent.
Yeah, so it's kind of, and I'm there if they've picked it up that I can actually talk to them.
Lovely.
I've got friends who run the Federation of Holistic Therapists, so they're like, if you want to do a talk at some point, I do go along to them. So it is, again, people that are already within the industry that aren't going to be wasting my time because they don't believe to start with. Yes. Obviously, I do like the person that comes that is the challenge, that has no belief in what we do, and then you kind of fix them a little bit, and they suddenly go, "Oh, there's actually something in that." So, yeah, I do like that challenge, but I don't have the time to be wasted by people wasting my time, if you know what I mean. Sort of. So I like sort of putting my stuff out, sort of amongst, like you said, like-minded people and people that want to be helped.
Yes. Yes, that is very important. Yes, to get clients that, you know, want to be helped. That is really, really important, you know. So I don't want clients coming to me that are resisting having a website, for example. There's no point. I'm not going to be able to help them, right?
Yeah.
And for you, it's the same. You know, that they're just there, you know, to be fixed. You know, they need to have some kind of glimpse of hope or commitment that this is going to help them.
Yeah, not that they've been nagged to just turn up and see.
Yes, exactly that. Yes, exactly that. Good. Any more questions from you, Nicola, or from anyone?
Yes, I've got another.
Go on.
Continuing on the same theme, the logo.
Yes.
So I was thinking I need to get a logo before I do my leaflets and my business card and my website.
No.
But yeah. No?
No.
How do you do it then without a logo?
You don't need a logo. You just Polly Howard, aren't you?
Polly Howard Wellbeing is
Wellbeing. Lovely. Yeah. No, you don't. Okay. I don't have a logo.
Don't you? No. No. I don't know why. I just had this thing that you
can't be bothered with my own logo. No one's noticed.
No, true. Well, okay, that's funny, isn't it? Just one of those.
Just chosen a very nice font.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you have a logo, Charlotte, now. Oh, you're muted, darling.
I do. I've just recently had one made, literally about a month ago, and it was because I finished my diploma in coaching, and it was all part of the business module. But I didn't really have I didn't have a logo before for 5 years as an artist.
There you go.
No, it was just my name, and the colour and the font would appear on my website, business cards, leaflets. Now I do have a logo, but it's taken me ages to get to this point where I feel like it's quite handy for letterheads and things like that.
Yeah, look, I've designed big logos, big brandings. You know, I used to do guidelines of how to use Pantene in shops, how to use Pantene in, you know, point of sale. You know, I love doing branding, but sometimes it's not needed. And, you know, there's a huge misconception about, you know, owning a brand, you know. But I think a website does a lot of that work already for you, you know. And if anything, I would invest my money on, you know, I recommend, you know, especially beginners and people that have no website or that they have no, you know, no online presence. You know, I recommend that they invest in good photography. So you look professional, you look, you know, like you mean business. And I recommend they invest in a website. So those two things are the initial foundational elements for any business. You know, anything else that you can do after. And, you know, loads of people do want a logo and do need a logo later on. But it's when they become more of a brand itself, they become more of a business. They've got different, you know, different things they offer. Like Charlotte, you know, she's gone from being an artist to having, you know, lots of different services. So she's got an umbrella brand that holds everything together, you know, and then she can offer all these bits and pieces. So, you know, like I said before, if you're going to, you know, invest in anything, you can invest in a, you know, professional photo shoot. Don't do selfies, please, and invest in a website, you know, when you're
and
ready.
branding, like but just for doing a leaflet, you need colours, so choose a colour. So
Well, yeah, the thing is, I normally do a whole process in which we go to the essence of the brand, which is called the soul brand alignment. Once we get to what the essence is of what you offer, then we begin to look, okay, these are the colors that this brand needs. And the colors are usually, they come out of the process that we do together. It's not like random colors. And then after that, you have the color palette. And then if I need to design a logo, I do it then. Bang in the middle of designing the website and after the exploration and discovery process. So it's difficult to decide on color palettes and to make a leaflet, you know, when you haven't got like a foundation of doing that brand work initially. So it's like I do the brand work with clients, even if I don't create a logo. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more? Good. So thank you everybody for being here and for asking your questions and bringing your thoughts and being fully present as well and staying, you know, holding space for each other. Thank you so much. You know how to contact me, you know where my website is. If you have any questions or you want to get in touch, my website is norazimmerman.com and my program is called yourwebsiteschool.net. And there'll be links, you know, wherever I publish this, and I'll probably send you the recording after this.
What is your program?
It's called Your Website School.
And what does it do?
Oh, Your Website School is a 8-week program of a very small group in which we do that work. We do the brand work. We do the soul of the brand, the essence of what you offer, what you don't offer. We come up with the words for your website. So you work through questionnaires, you've got a little bit of homework. Then once we've got all the right words and the right information, you also go and do your photo shoot and I help you create the photo shoot. You almost plan it before you get it done. So you're wearing the right clothes, you are communicating the right vibe with the photos. So photos speak a lot without having to explain with words. And then I go ahead and build a website for you. And then I teach you how to control it and how to manage the website. So that program is permanently open since lockdown.
Right.
And you can always have a talk with me about it if you're interested in joining.
Thank you. Thank you. Sounds great.
You're welcome. Any more questions?
This isn't really a question, but for those that are, right at the start and thinking about website or landing page and things like that, I must say, when you do an exercise, when you're looking at all the different websites of people maybe who offer similar services to you, I really loved it, and it was so useful. I think I only had to do 3 for my diploma, but I ended up doing like 11, because you're right, Nora, sometimes you can look at someone's website and it's so wordy and it's so this, and if you're looking from the point of view of the client, you're kind of like, I just want to contact you, I just want to buy a session, I just want to buy your product, and people go on and on and on, and I've got this qualification and I do that and I do this and in this situation, and you just don't, and you begin through your own experience of looking at the different websites to see what works and what you like, and it's one of the easiest ways, I think, to start thinking about how you want to come across, because I realized that I wanted to come across a lot more like just easy to get hold of. Everything's easy, it's a really useful exercise to do, and you'll notice colors and how colors stand out. And again, like you're saying, Nora, you can tell if someone's had a selfie photo, and you're like, if you can't be bothered to have a proper photo of yourself, I don't want to pay you £75 for a session, and you get into the mindset of how it is to be a customer looking at the website. It's really, really useful and fun.
Very good.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I have to go now.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I just
Okay, thank
posted
you.
you're welcome, Karin. I posted in the chat the link to your website school if anyone wants to just click it, and I can probably email you the link as well if you're interested in having a little look. Hopefully it's all explained there. So if you're interested in the program, yeah, exactly. If you're interested in the program, yeah, go on. You can always have a clarity call with me as well. Yeah, go on.
You said, there's probably someone who can do MailChimp or stuff less than 60 quid. Is that someone you could recommend personally?
Of course, yes. I'll give you the details via email, shall I?
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Any more before we go? Any more burning questions? Oh, well, it was real fun and lovely to meet you all.
Thank you.
Old and new, and hopefully I'll see you some other time in some other way.
Thank you so much, Nora.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.